Yes, good afternoon, everyone, regardless of whether you're joining us from Jamaica, the Caribbean, or around the world. It's a great pleasure to have you today. And my name is Joel Allen, and I'm the Managing Director of Growth Perspectives Ltd. Today, we're going to talk about GP Innovate, which is an innovation competition created by GP to help to stimulate innovation amongst youth in Jamaica. And we have position this competition in a way so that it actually involves groups of youths rather than individual university students. Now, this was deliberate because we know that innovation is a team sport, right? It requires a team, and so we decided to structure our competition in that fashion. Another thing that sort of differentiates our competition from others is the fact that we focus on not just giving a prize, and we do have some attractive prizes there for first, second, and third place winners or participants. But we wanted to ensure that when that prize is given out on November 28th, which is the day that the actual competition will unfold, that's not the end of the process. Right? It is the beginning of a new journey, essentially. And we wanted that. So as a result of that, we are organizing for funders, people who fund ideas, to tune into our competition. And we will also provide the winners with information about people that they can talk to about possibly commercializing their ideas. So it is not just come and you present and you win and you go. Of course, you're going to get prizes and you're going to get a trophy. The winners will get that. But we want what to come out of this. We would like ideas to be commercialized, right? So we're trying to create entrepreneurs through this competition. Another thing that we're going to be doing is connecting the participants to the world. There are some international innovation competitions that we are aware of, and we will, where possible, help to prepare the winners for that competition, or for those competitions, right? So they have the possibility of launching from local to global. And so we consider that to be attractive, especially for university students. And so that is it. Now, what I'm going to do now is hand you over to my colleague, Dr. Marcus Goff, and he's going to be talking a bit more about this competition and how you go about entering and so on. So over to you, Marcus.
Thank you very much, Dr. Allen.
You're welcome.
I'm glad to join you, all Jeepers and all of you interested in this competition. As we heard from Dr. Allen, this is the inaugural competition of GP Growth Perspectives, and we really want to encourage innovation. And so we've decided to really partner with only a few institutions to focus on harness on the potential that we have there. So I'm going to just share a few slides and go into the presentation right now. Right, so as you heard, the competition is about to be launched, and so I'm going to take you through a few slides as to what you should look for, what are some of the key things to note in the process of applying. So you heard about GP Innovate already. You know that GP Innovate 2023 is an innovation competition designed to nurture the culture of innovation by providing a platform for youth in Jamaica to showcase their inventions and their ideas. This competition will offer the opportunity for participants to interact with potential long-term mentors, partners, and funders who can help to co-monetize projects. And so the aim is really to nurture what we have as potential and to provide some connections to industry and to capital to help to make these ideas a reality. So how will GP Innovate different? Well, GP Innovate is interested in facilitating long-term growth, not just about a prize or prizes for a one-off competition, but a developmental process that leads to having some products, some innovations potentially go to market. We are creating a space where participants can not only make connections with potential partners and investors, but also have the opportunity for mentorship to refine their innovations and to have the opportunity, as I say, to bring those forward in the real world. And so we see this as not just a competition, but as a stepping stone, towards capacity building and innovative development. So we have several competition categories. These include agro-processing and manufacturing, services, technology, science, as well as a wildcard competition, a wildcard category, right? And so what we're really seeking to do now is to encourage innovations in any of these categories. And so I'll talk a bit about these as we go forward. But we should talk about them now. So agro-processing and manufacturing, of course, is going to be focusing on areas that have to do with agro-industries, innovation that help with some agro-processing, agribusiness, agri-entrepreneurship, and of course, agro-innovations. And so things to do with either a process or a product, can help, can advance technology in these areas we would love to have in the competition. Services, similar services is very broad. Services can cover a wider range of services that can employ innovation too, whether through computerized based technologies, other kinds of platforms and processes. And so we're looking to have now a wide range of potential entries that can fit into the category of services quite easily. When it comes on to talk about technology, again, very wide, open to all sorts of technologies. And these can be in any of the various science areas, biochemical, chemistry, biological, engineering, physics, and other areas that involve science and technology, whether again, a process or a product, something that is new and innovative. It's not been done before, or is it an improvement on what has been done? That's what we seek to encourage to that category. Science is very broad as well too. And again, we don't want to have the categories too narrow, and so we've made them purposely broad to facilitate a wide array of different types of entries. Then we have the wildcard category. Wildcard category is a category that will be determined according to the options that will be selected by the GP Innovate team, and that is something that we would look to based on what we see is appropriate for the market. So really and truly, it's really open to all kinds of innovations, whether you are focusing on services, science, manufacturing, agribusiness, etc. There's something or some category that you can apply your innovations and enter the competition in. So when we think of the criteria, the judging criteria, we will of course have to have these things to certify that this is in fact an innovative contribution. So the first criterion is novelty. And what we mean by novelty is that the product, the process, the invention or the innovation that you present in the competition must be new, essentially. Not been created before, not been done before, new. No, that doesn't mean it can't be an improvement. It can be an improvement on something that has been already pre-existent, but it would have to involve some significant improvement, not just merely an obvious or a very basic improvement, but something that is a substantial, significant improvement that makes the innovation something that is easier, maybe more affordable, maybe more environmentally sound, that has that kind of societal contribution that we can recognize will qualify as innovative. Right? In terms of impact, we're looking for entries that have an impact on the society, socially, right? Socially, culturally, economically, mechanically, that help persons to do things in an easier way. It could be something that is focusing on, for example, enhancing the mobility of disabled persons. So this is focusing on helping farmers to maybe bring their products to market or to maybe extract certain oils, juices, etc., from their products. So we're looking at the impact, how we can help a segment of society that is in need of assistance, through some innovative technology. Sustainability, we're looking for something that, of course, has also some sustainable potential, not just a one-off novel idea. I say novel in the context of meaning that is something that can be reproduced, something that has some sustainability and some longevity. As we say, our interest at GP is in pursuing sustainable medium to long-term innovations through a coordinated development strategy. So sustainability is very important for us. That's also one of the criteria in the competition. Business viability. Business viability is looking at now the commercial potential of the innovation. It's something that has a market potential. There is actual or expected demand for this kind of innovation in the local marketplace or regional marketplace. It's something that could compete on the market with other similar products that may be out there. So the viability of it will also be, of course, important as we seek to match you with potential mentors to assist you with some development and some market entry, possibly. As you heard from Dr. Allen, teamwork is also critical in the competition. We want to encourage persons, who are creative and who are working together in teams, whether small teams, larger teams, but that way we believe as a country and a region, we are able to bring our best thoughts, our best ideas, to the fore by being able to have them bounced off of, developed with the assistance of colleagues who share similar expertise, share similar passions. And so teamwork is critical. And so we are focusing on teams to enter that we can then work with and develop potential through those means. And finally, we have a prototype or proof of concept as an important criterion. So this means that it can't be something that is merely an idea that's not been tested. It must have been tested in some way. Maybe you've produced a prototype of your new product, your new innovation, or you have some other way to demonstrate proof of concept. Maybe through you've worked it in the market or in some controlled environment, possibly done some testing, had some results to show. Maybe you've tried it out in the marketplace, in offices, on school campuses, in communities, etc. So something that we can look at and not just say that it's a great idea, but it actually has been tested and has some viability via some established proof of concept. And so really we think that if your innovation, if your entry meets these criteria, then you are who we're looking for to enter into this competition. So what can you look forward to as potential prizes or awards? For the first place, we have a cash prize of $500,000. Goes to the first place entry, which will have the highest score according to the assessment of the required criteria. That first place winner or winning team will have the opportunity to collaborate with successful companies to commercialize their ideas, which should help them to refine them and bring them to market potentially. We'll have help as well for the first place winners to be able to get assistance with a proper business plan that can assist them to look at the current innovation they have, look at the potential market, and devise a strategy to get from point A to point B with their innovation. And the first place winner will also get mentorship in the context of their particular area of innovation to see how that product, that service, that idea, that invention can be successfully put out there in the real world. So as we said at GP, since we're looking at long-term capacity building, we have not only put a cash prize, but a range of other supportive mechanisms to help the winners of this illustrious competition. Second place prizes and awards we have will include a cash prize of $250,000 Jamaican, as well as expertise, again, to assist with business plan refinement. Same objective, to assist the second place winners to be able to have a vision of how they can take their products, their services, their innovation to market. And for the third place, we have a cash prize of $100,000 Jamaican dollars. And that is also be with a view to assisting the third place team to be able also to do further work, further research, further development with their innovation. Right. So it's a really good package. As I say, it's not just about money, but about hand-holding and capacity building and growth. And so we're really looking forward to your efforts, your best endeavors as it relates to putting forward what you think the region needs, what Jamaica needs in terms of innovative ideas, innovative thoughts and products, and so forth. So what is the motivation to innovate? Why are persons motivated to innovate? Essentially, the world would not be what it is today without innovation. We wouldn't have the kinds of technology that we enjoy every day and take for granted: cell phones, laptops, TV and radios, electricity, motor vehicles, you know, the works. We would not have any of these tools that help us in daily life without innovators and inventors around the world. You know, life is enhanced through technological innovation, through persons who identify particular problems that are being experienced in some area of life and seek to go about methodologically seeking and searching for solutions to those technical problems. And so for that reason, you know, we have these inventions that we all love and enjoy every day. But of course, unfortunately, oftentimes we don't have enough coming out of the Caribbean in terms of these innovations and inventions, you know, and these types of creativity are actually what countries are oftentimes judged by in terms of their capacity for development. The extent to which a country can produce inventors and innovators, can produce and manufacture innovative inventions and ideas and creative expressions, right, are important. And we know in the region that we have a lot of scientific and technological interest, certainly in the schools, from primary schools, secondary and tertiary schools. And for this competition, we're focusing on tertiary schools where we think there is perhaps at present the most potential for you to be able to innovate. Of course, we don't want you to think of only innovation in the context of your tertiary school studies and courses that lead to a degree, but with a view to, of course, impacting, as we say, financially, socially, and culturally, your world, your environment, your region. That's why we hope you are motivated to innovate and motivated to enter the competition. So what is innovation? When we think of innovation, right, we think of the introduction of new things, ideas, or ways of doing something, according to the Oxford Dictionary, right? We're talking about something that was done in a particular way. You have sought to do it in an improved or better way, right? Something that I said saves time, maybe it saves money, maybe it's cheaper to produce, maybe it's more suitable for a particular set of persons, right? Or maybe certain geographical circumstances as we have in the Caribbean, right? And so innovation is about, as I said before, identifying where there are potential weaknesses or problems or challenges in some area and doing the research and development to produce suitable solutions to these problems. And that's what we mean by innovation. And I say whether it's a new product or process or new or improved product or process, something that is made easier, something that is able to assist and empower persons, improve their lives, right? Improve the enjoyment of life, improve access to resources, improve access to information and knowledge. All these things really are what we think of when we think of innovation. And so, you know, we really want to encourage our innovators, in our midst and to help them to see the world as their potential marketplace for their innovations. Where to get innovative ideas and how to turn them into a reality. So, of course, through GP's work with this competition and otherwise, we hope to foster a culture of innovation, to facilitate exploring, trying new things, how we can, in fact, with everything that we do, with everything that we learn, appreciate how to look at it from a different perspective to see how it can be improved, right? Science and technology and innovation is an ongoing process, never stops, right? From the kernel of a thought or an idea that is then further researched and developed, that is tested and tried and eventually proven, that is then put into a business framework and applied to the market, is really the lifeline of any product. And so when we think of fostering a culture of innovation, it starts from learning about what we need to know, how to innovate, how to develop our skills, how to think outside of the box, and to push the boundaries of knowledge and information. So it involves brainstorming with people of similar minds and similar expertise, collecting ideas, and identifying challenges, looking at again solutions, doing the appropriate research and development, whether in a lab or again in terms of practical trials, trial and errors, right? Samples, testing. So it is a very involved process, right? And so, of course, oftentimes, as we said, the motivation for doing so is the potential commercial opportunities. And to do that needs certain hand-holding, needs to have the right team in place with relevant expertise to assist you to take those innovative ideas and turn them into reality, right? So, as I say, through this competition, we hope to be able to assist with that process and to facilitate and inculcate in persons in the region, in Jamaica, a culture of innovation. I want to share a few stories about some student innovators from other countries and how they've been able to create wonderful products that have had immense social impact. Edward Tian is a student from Princeton University, and he's known for building an app called GPT-0, which can detect whether text is written by the popular chatbot ChatGPT. Of course, as we know, ChatGPT is a great concern nowadays, both in terms of education and you know, the integrity of examinations and so forth, but also in terms of information that may be put out there, maybe deemed false, etc. You know, the challenges and the threat of AI, artificial intelligence, is real. And so here it is that this young man found a way to design a product, an app, as it were, right, that can assist in detecting whether it's a real entry or information being presented by a real person, or whether it's by artificial intelligence-based app, chatbot, ChatGPT. As Tian says, there's so much ChatGPT hype going on around. Is this and that written by AI? We as humans deserved to know. And so he designed the app to assist, to let us know, right? So a good example of how to identify a particular problem that is not being solved by anyone and address your mind, your efforts, your research, your skill sets to finding the appropriate solutions. Back home here in Jamaica, we have several Jamaica College students, namely Corey Smith, Justin Linton, and Zion Bennett, and Linval McCullough, who created the Vision Illuminate. It's an innovation aimed at assisting visually impaired persons to reduce their dependency on use of their white cane and or a service dog, right? And so again, these young persons, young men from JC, identified this particular problem that was facing a particular segment of our society. It is oftentimes ignored or not properly cared for, and they decided to then work together in a team, develop this innovation to overcome the challenges faced by visually impaired persons. And so also a very suitable way to approach innovation, right? Identifying a particular problem that you see and recognize, researching whether it's been tackled before, that problem, and if so, how can it be improved? And if not, then how can you seek to address the problem through some scientific application? And so this is precisely what these JC young men did, right? And so it's that kind of approach we want to encourage, that kind of a framework, a thought process we want to encourage, which we think can assist you to be innovative, to have a culture of innovation, and essentially to be an innovator, an inventor, you know, which is what we want to facilitate and encourage locally. So I want to talk a bit about how to protect your intellectual property. And as you may know, intellectual property is the lifeblood of innovation, right? It's the lifeblood of inventions and creativity. Because without intellectual property rights, right, then many persons would not be motivated to spend so much time and money to do research and development, trial and error, clinical trials, tests, etc. in the marketplace. It's not an easy work necessarily. And so the motivation oftentimes is that, as I said before, the commercial opportunities, which to maximize those commercial opportunities, you must have a working knowledge of intellectual property. So what do we mean by intellectual property? Well, we mean that it is property rights which persons have in property that they have themselves developed, right? So if you are the creator of, I say, a new product, a new machine, a new process, or an improved product, improved machine or process, right? Some new innovation that you have applied in a different way that wasn't using that way before, then you are what we call an IP owner, because by virtue of coming up with not only the idea, but putting the idea into some tangible form, right? Then you automatically get the ownership rights over that outcome, that invention of yours, right? And with that, as the owner, you get one, the right to prevent and authorize copying, sale, offering for sale, use, or passing off of your invention, right? So you and you alone have the right essentially to earn from it, right? To sell it and to commercialize it. And you also have the right to compensation for infringement, meaning that the persons know in the street, out there in the world, use your registered and protected inventions or ideas and innovations without prior authorization from you, then they have infringed your IP rights, as we call it, and you're entitled in law to compensation. So this is really a set of rights that are grounded in law that essentially give persons the legal protection, right? That once you have developed this idea, brought it to market, having spent all the money and the time and effort to do so, the law protects you and your rights to your invention, that nobody else can use that same or develop that same invention without your permission. And that allows you then to have the freedom to be able to negotiate, have a clear business plan, present your product or service or innovation to potential, buyers or licensees, and to be able to have them, work your invention, sell your product or your service, etc. Use your innovation for your own commercial benefit and, of course, for society's, use. And so this is the importance of IP rights, because, of course, if we don't have our ideas and our innovation and inventions legally protected, then as you put them out there, as we know, many people will want to come and copy them and use them without prior authorization and basically pull the rug from under your feet and deny you the income earning that you would need to be able to continue bringing your new ideas, your new creations and inventions to the public, to market. And so IP rights are very important for that reason. We talk about IP rights, we talk about essentially then different types of creativity, right? We talk about industrial property, which can further be subdivided into industrial designs, patents, trademarks, and geographical indications, right? And these are all different intellectual property rights in and of themselves. What we mean by industrial property here is that these are no IP rights which derive from some industrial application of some new or unique aspect or aspects that make this product different from others, right? Let me start with design. So design is some new shape or aesthetic creation, pattern, design, etc. of an article that you have come up with, right? So if you have, for example, design a new, maybe in the context of designs, you can think of clothing, right? Or shoes, or maybe even the shape of a handphone or shape of a laptop, So it's really how the product is designed, how it looks, the colors, the texture, the pattern, and so forth, of that design. And so normally in modern day discussions, we talk about designs being innovative in the context of not just being aesthetically appealing, but also that the design may actually aid sometimes in the functional use of a product, right? And so that could be, for example, maybe the design of a new type of cane for visually impaired persons, for example. Maybe the design of a new type of device to assist hearing impaired persons, right? Or the new type of design that can assist with capturing the temperature, that is apparent in your farm at certain times of morning or evening, So designs are important in that respect because, again, they may have some not only good looks, but also aspects that help to make it more appealing to the average consumer. Patent or patents really cover now those scientific innovations or inventions that are based on solving a technical problem that's identified, right? So that could be in the area of, let's say, engineering, biology, chemistry, biochemistry, physics, and a wide variety of areas, Patents in daily life cover things from as far-flung as motor vehicle engines and other types of engines, but also involving in computerized based inventions, right? So cell phones, laptops, and other kinds of appliances, devices, etc. Also covers things like medicines, new tablets, new treatments for different ailments and illnesses are also on the patents oftentimes. Also new kind of chemicals, right? Creams and treatments could also be on the patents also. So these inventions then that have a scientific focus are what really then are covered by patents, right? Trademarks, now a trademark is really a sign or a symbol, a logo that is able to distinguish your product or your service from others in the marketplace, right? So you see there on the screen the GP logo in the top right-hand corner of the slides. That is the GP logo. So wherever you see that logo, you know that it's Growth Perspectives representing, right? Whether you see it on a product or a service. So the trademark is not really the invention or the innovation per se, but it oftentimes are companies' inventions or innovations to enable persons to be able to, as the public, identify from whom, from what source, or from who's making or manufacturing this product, this service, this process, this idea, this innovation, right? So a trademark is really for identifying purposes primarily, and to help in terms of branding and marketing, right? Your product or your innovation. Geographical indications now cover really indications which are like trademarks, but really not trademarks per se, but indications that help to describe a product or service as an authentic product or service, or one which meets certain standards that must be met. We think of, for example, Blue Mountain Coffee. It's a well-known geographical indication in Jamaica. We can think of Jamaica Jerk as well too, which again, these products have certain standards that must be attached to it, certain criteria in the process, certain ingredients that must be utilized, and the method that is recognized in order for it to be able to call itself Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee or Jamaica Jerk or Jamaica Rum, right? So these primarily relate to our cultural-based products or handicraft products, again, more in terms of ensuring a certain conformity to standards and also to assist in marketing and branding these products, which are oftentimes premium products. We can also think of IP rights, of course, when we think of copyright. Right? Copyright, as probably many persons know, covers things like music, literature, art, films, drawings, sculptures, other kind of literary output. So copyright then really oftentimes we think of as more on the artistic or cultural side and not so much on the scientific side, right? But of course, copyright is very much a part of and parcel of what we see as many inventions nowadays, because oftentimes innovations incorporate more than one form of IP right? A bit of design may be there as well, like a cell phone has a unique design, maybe, but also what's inside of the cell phone, the workings of that may be covered by patents. The trademark of the cell phone, whether it be a Samsung, a Apple, etc., would also be another form of IP right in the one and same product. And so one product can have many different overlapping IP rights in it. So copyright also could cover things like, for example, maybe the language of the manual or the instructions that accompany the product, how to use it, for example, will be covered by copyright. Maybe the artwork that is used again in marketing, promotion of whatever is your invention could be copyright protectable. And so copyright, even though not primarily concerned with science and technology, can be supportive of a science and technology-based innovation. Then we have finally traditional knowledge. This is really now knowledge that is reflecting the cultures, the traditions of a particular community, or group of persons. So we can think of the Rastafari community, the Maroon community, also who would have certain traditional knowledge in medicine, in plants, in the environment, etc. And so those again may or may not include scientific-based knowledge, oftentimes does. And so those two, if your innovation, if your idea is to assist again farmers from a particular community who have been doing things in a traditional way for some time, and you want to take that and maybe to modernize that tradition, you can certainly do so again by applying other areas of science and technology, by improving how they may have done things in the past, using certain nowadays tools and so forth. And so again, more than one IP right or context or category may be implicated in your innovation. Right? So again, IP rights is one of the factors that we will look at in the competition in the context of looking at your business viability. Right? Business viability is going to look at whether or not there is potential value in the IP right, because of course, as many of you may know, if you've currently watched shows like Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, you would know that oftentimes investors are looking for the IP rights that may exist in any invention or idea, because of course, distinct from the physical property rights, the IP rights have significant value that can be added to a business that can help to bring returns to you as the inventor, and of course to also potential investors. All right, so I've talked a bit about quite a few things. Now I want to focus as we wrap up on how you can enter the GP Innovate Competition 2023. But to enter, participants must complete and submit an application form and a business plan. Right? You must be enrolled at either NCU, UCC, or UTech here in Jamaica, Northern Caribbean University, University of the Caribbean, or University of Technology, Jamaica. Participants must be part of a group of 2 or more persons, and the applications will be open on October 2nd to November 24th, and the finals and the award ceremony will be on the 28th. of November. So you have 8 weeks, yes, to complete. You can visit the Growth Perspectives website for more information. Now, as I wrap up, I just want to show you how to do a 3-minute pitch. And so what that entails is really doing an introduction first of yourself and your team, who you are, right? And why you have come to form this team to do this innovation. State the problem that you have identified that you are seeking to solve. Explain your solution, right? And how you came up with your solution and how it actually works to solve the problem. Talk about financial projections, revenue streams, and pricing. And also, finally, do a wrap-up with the key points you want to make to your potential investors, right? So think of these 5 steps as very crucial to doing a 3-minute pitch to really further and focus on your idea, to be basically succinctly share it with persons who need to know in the competition. And that's it for me. Hope I wasn't too long. But if you have any questions to ask, please email GP Perspectives, Growth Perspectives for more information. You can visit us, as you saw here, on the website, www.growthperspectives.co, www.growthperspectives.co for more information about the competition and how to enter. We look forward to receiving your entries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Goff, for taking us through that process where this competition is concerned. Just a slight amendment there, just to let the potential participants know that students from university students from across Jamaica may enter. So it's not restricted to those who have already signed up with us. Right. So the students just need to get an approval from the university, giving them permission to participate in the competition. So yes, but that was a very lovely overview that you provided. Lots of information there, especially about the competition and about the legal protection, which we think is absolutely critical and well and truly needed in order to protect the property rights of those who will participate in our competition. We encourage the participants to go through that process and so on, to get registered. And we have highly skilled people on the team, such as Dr. Marcus Goff, himself an expert in the intellectual property related aspects of law and innovation. So we have the best of the best on the team. And so we're quite happy to that. So now we look forward to a fantastic competition. Let me close off by just saying thank you once again for your time. It's been a great pleasure being here with you. And thank you so much, Marcus, for sharing and taking us through the process of this competition, process of applying, etc., etc.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it and to receiving the entries and to seeing what we have as potential across Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Yes, indeed. We're very excited about this. All right, so thanks once again, everyone, and do enjoy the rest of your day and all the very best to you. Thank you.
You too.